Might look like an airplane, but it's not. It's a Batmobile. Batman rides in that car. And we've been told from reliable sources that Batman will be here soon. Hopefully, the real Batman is gonna be here.
So let's talk some high points, like the AAA games.
Yeah.
What we experienced first was actually the Ubisoft booth right in your face.
Right in your face.
So,
Depending on what door you enter. If you enter the other doors, you go into the Xbox One booth. But we went into the Ubi booth. So.
yeah, we entered the Ubi booth, and what they showed there was Assassin's Creed Unity, of course. What did you think of Unity?
Well, the first thing I really noticed was that, you know, it's still Assassin's Creed. It's still, you know, the same concept, the same game. But what they showed off was actually really nice gameplay. I really loved just the way it looked and the way it felt. I think they also changed some stuff around in terms of basically the whole the way the character moves and the way the environment interacts. I think they changed that around a little, which is immediately caught my attention. And it was really nice to see, really. It was a very nice change.
It feels like Microsoft paying off Ubisoft to actually lock the PlayStation version of the game, you know?
Yes,
What it was, I mean, when I played it, it felt pretty horrible. I mean, just
Well, pretty horrible.
It's funny that you should mention the whole Microsoft Sony debate between how they're going to balance the performance for both consoles. Because what they showed actually was, as far as I could see, buttery smooth 60 FPS. What they showed, or at least something close to it. So if they're going to get one console to perform equal to the other, or have one perform lower than the other, that wasn't really noticeable as far as I know. Like all the consoles or whatever they were playing on was running at a really high frame rate, and it was really smooth. So if that the whole rumor about them bringing one console up and the other down, or however they're going to cap it in the future, it didn't really show that much. Yeah, that's the first thing that I noticed.
So we also had the Division.
Of course,
Again.
The Division. Yes, let's talk about the Division. Well, they didn't really have anything new to show. Basically, what they showed was the same thing that we've seen for the last couple of years, which is the same trailer, but they showed it on, I believe, was Xbox or...
I don't actually know.
I think it was Xbox. I think they had it running on Xbox this time.
Was it next gen though?
They told us it were.
Yeah.
Unless they're running it on PC, but I don't think they did.
No, I think it was last gen, or actually next gen. Yeah, sorry. I think it was next gen.
But that's current.
What they showed. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. What else did we get to try? Bunch of indie games.
Yeah, we got to try a bunch of indie games, and what really stood out to me, like what I really enjoyed about the con was seeing Orbital Gear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already on Steam, but that game just totally blew my mind. It's completely underhyped at what the event was, because they had a really small booth. It was just two computers jammed into a square that is basically 2 meters by 2 meters, but it was the game is really good. It is absolutely. It's incredibly simple. It's like Quake in a 2D environment with planets that all each have their own orbits and their own gravitational fields, and you're basically put into this universe as a guy in a spacesuit with guns and just duke it out. And it was great. It's totally my kind of game, and I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to basically take the game into the next direction, because all you can really do with those kind of games is basically configure like the utilities and the weapon sets. You have two weapons and you have one utility item, which can be like mines or a jetpack or whatever. But I'm really curious to see how they're going to expand on this, maybe do some new maps. And they also told how they're going to do base capture, like you have bases on the actual planets in the map, which is great, like with little houses. No idea how it's going to work in terms of how to capture it or how to destroy it, But that game is what really stood out to me. I really love that game.
Yeah, I really like how Thomas just introduced me to that game, and I got to play it without knowing anything about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this planets, and it looks like a, typical space shooter. And I was like, wait, this isn't actually 3D. It's like a 3D-esque 2D platformer.
Yeah, basically.
It was really nice.
Anyway, we had shamefully I don't know if you talked about this, but the Assassin's Creed Unity E3 code that was really painful to see because it was so hacky and so incomplete. It was laggy. It looked like shite.
We just talked about it running smoothly.
Yeah. No, it did actually run. From what I've seen, it looked like it ran on powerful machines. I don't know what it specifically ran on. I mean, they show you what it runs on, but you never really know what it runs on. But as far as I could see, it was really smooth and it looked nice. Like the graphics looked nice also. It was good.
Which one were you looking at the Assassin's Creed Rogue or the Assassin's Creed Unity?
I checked both Rogue and Unity, and both actually looked well optimized. I mean, I could play it and not be bothered by it as a PC gamer.
Because the Assassin's Creed Rogue was running on the Xbox 360, and that one was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The Unity one had a couple of problems. One of them being the TV had a 100 hertz, refresh rate, and that fucked it up so much because it took the 30/20 frames per second and tried to make it like 100, so it was like blurry and tried to make something good out of it, and it really looked bad.
Yeah, I just have to say, I don't know what experience you got, but the experience I got was pretty much shit. I mean, the animations and everything were great, but the actual the pixel, the resolution and basically the frame rate, it was shit. It was just pure crap.
Oh, it's supposed to be the Xbox One code too. Yeah. So I think I might be getting that game for the PS4 or something, since it looks that way on the Xbox One.
Boom! PC Master Race.
Yeah, boom.
Any comment?
Yeah, no one cares.
Oh, there we have it. No one cares.
The PlayStation. Yeah, we got to play The Order 1883. Man, that game looks good. You get to try it?
No, I didn't get to try it, but what I heard is, and what surprised me to hear it, was that apparently the gameplay and the cinematics are almost the same in terms of quality. And looking at the cinematics, you're like, they're never going to be able to match that in gameplay. Never, ever. That's not possible. But what they showed in gameplay was really impressive. It's very impressive what they've done.
Wow.
Yeah, the sleeping guy was this guy very close to our press room that actually fell asleep on the floor, and nobody knows who the fuck he was, but he was like sleeping there totally unconscious, and Gustav went and put some flowers and cards around the guy,
and then
he thumbs upped it,
and then Terminator came and did some things.
Terminator teabagged him. Yeah.
He should have done that. He should have done that.
Stay down.